With Christmas right around the corner, there's going to be a lot of people waking up to brand new Xboxes. And part of what I decided when putting this video together was I saw a lot of comments on the Xbox forums that I'm a part of people asking what features they should be trying out or what little cool things their Xboxes can do. And I decided to put together what I believe are the top 3 best features for the Xbox series of consoles. And in this video, I'm going to go over what those are and hopefully give you some insight on what your Xbox can do. So to start, I'm actually going to go over a feature that is widely advertised by Microsoft, but is something that I still see a lot of new Xbox owners who have yet to have actually plunged into and tried, and that's Game Pass. And essentially what Game Pass is like Netflix for video games. You pay a subscription, and in return you end up getting access to a massive library of games. And if they're first-party Microsoft games, they're also a strong chance that, unlike Netflix where certain titles leave, those first-party games are pretty much on that service forever. So, you know, the Gears titles, now some of the Bethesda games, for example, Call of Duty now, those are all titles that are staples of Game Pass that are available when you go with their monthly subscription. Now, Microsoft has offered a different tiers, so you have Game Pass Core and Game Pass Ultimate. I'd recommend for the extra $10 or so a month, I believe, going to the Game Pass Ultimate, as it gives you access to all games day one, like the Black Ops 6 or Indiana Jones games. And ultimately, my opinion is there's an incredible amount of value with Game Pass. Myself and some of my family members who also own Xbox are heavily into using Game Pass. 99% of what I play nowadays are Game Pass games. Yes, I do still purchase games, but oftentimes if I know they're going to be on Game Pass, I will wait and play for them there, as it makes the most sense financially. And so ultimately, I'm a huge fan of Game Pass. I think that it's one of the best features of your Xbox, and if you have a brand new Xbox, I heavily recommend you look and see if it came with a free trial and at least give it a try before you cast judgment on it, because I think it's one of the main reasons to even own an Xbox at this point. Now, another feature I want to talk about is a little less talked about, but I think there's actually a lot of value in this. And what this is actually the Microsoft or the Xbox Accessories app. So if you're using a standard gaming controller, or you're using especially the Elite Series controllers, or even you have Microsoft's wireless headset, what the Accessories app is essentially a customization tool for all of those different products. And if you're somebody who has just a standard series controller, you might want to change a couple things, or maybe you want to swap out buttons for the way you play certain games, and you can make different profiles based off of this. Or if you're using the wireless headset, you can also change some of the different levels or equalizer settings so you can hear it the way you want to hear it when you're playing. So my opinion is this is kind of an underrated app, but I think it has a lot of great value, especially for people who take their gaming or their audio serious with their Microsoft products. Now, the last thing I want to go over is actually something that I came into by fluke. I was actually gifted a Backbone for Christmas last year, and I was kind of hesitant about trying the streaming on a different device service that is available with the Xbox, and I have to report it works incredibly well, way better than I expected. The closest I can compare it to is like using the secondary screen or the touchpad that the Wii U had. This works incredibly well. Now, it's not without problems, it's not perfect, but essentially what you can do is just on the Xbox app on your phone, on another computer, on a TV, you can basically select remote play on this device, and your Xbox will basically turn on and mirror that image onto that screen. And if you have a device like the Backbone, essentially you can use that as your controller, or you can even be in your household and use a Xbox controller on the Bluetooth mode with a tablet or a TV that supports that, or even a computer as you're running, just streaming from that Xbox. This is a feature that is actually used not just on my Backbone throughout my house, but it's also used on my son's iPad. He also uses it on his computer upstairs because his Xbox is down here in the arcade. And these are features that I was completely blown away, and it's one of the features that I think is heavily underrated and something that I think is worth trying, especially even if you just want to have, you know, a secondary area to play, like upstairs, for example, in your home, and you want to be able to play your Xbox without having to actually bring it upstairs. This is a feature that I think works very well, and if you're new to the Xbox ecosystem, I heavily recommend trying the streaming function on the Xbox app with your brand new Xbox. So those are just 3 standard things that I think are great features for the Xbox, and I heavily recommend that if you're new to the Xbox ecosystem that you give these features a try, as I think they'll greatly improve your experience with your new device.